Hello, everyone. I'm going to do the members of Queen at their 50-year anniversary. Not all of them are still alive. I think 3 of them are. Life marks us, and the older we get, the more diagnostic our face becomes. So the reason I'm choosing the older individuals here is because it tells me more information about them. So hope you enjoy hearing all about the members of Queen. Meet Freddie Mercury. He's no longer with us. What an incredible talent. So when I look at faces, the first thing we do is try to determine what face shape they are. There are 9. He's predominantly an iron face. This is the strong, stable, stubborn. Now, some people are probably going to disagree with stable, but they really have a stability, and it'll show throughout their life. The second thing we look at is the eyes, the right and left eye. The right eye is what we show to the world. It's our public persona. It's what we want the world to see, and it's our mother's influence. The left is our true inner private self. Normally, you'll see positive on the right and not necessarily negative, but a little more to the negative side on the left. In his case, now again, this picture is just prior to him passing from this earth. So when you look at the right eye, I see he's kind of lost. I wish I could put math to my call here, but it's just kind of what I sense. When I look at his left eye and we cover up that right eye, I kind of see a hint of anger. So the features speak volumes to where someone is at. And there's a lot of negative here. Not that he's a negative person, but he's close to leaving this earth, and it kind of shows on his face. We'll start with the eyebrows. Notice that they're very much a different height. This indicates a person that's very moody, tends to be oversensitive, and probably did not have the most balanced relationship with a parent or a step parent. That's when we see the eyebrows unequal, that's indicative of an unstable childhood. His right eyebrow is very, very straight, which means he's very straightforward. The left, however, comes kind of slanting down. This is a sign of being very critical. And because it's on the left side, the male side, he was probably very critical of himself. Did he have a critical father? Probably. You'll see this a lot in athletes and people in the public eye. They tend to be very critical of themselves by their choice. We next look at his nose. Now, nose represents power, drive, ego, and leadership. In earlier pictures of him, his nose had some of that. When we look at him here, now again, he died shortly after this picture, but the nose is very small, so he's losing his power, his drive, his ego. Literally, he's losing his life. Also, notice the cheeks. The cheeks, in my world, represent lungs. The emotion of the lung is despair. And notice how sunken in his left cheek is. He's in a state of despair. Again, is it over himself? Probably. You say, well, it's the lighting. I've seen pictures not lit this way. It's definitely sunken in. And there's just a lack of oxygen. He's grief-stricken, and despair is the operative word that we use here. Eyes are very diagnostic. Notice that we see white on 3 sides. This is a term we refer to as lower senpaku. It's actually a Japanese term. It means white 3 sides. This is a sign of fanaticism. This is a sign of addiction. And even in his younger pictures, virtually everyone is showing this tendency towards addiction. And he certainly had some issues with drugs and probably alcohol. Again, I don't know a lot about his life, but the lower senpaku is very diagnostic of addictive tendencies. And then notice how much yellow there is in that left eye. This is his liver shutting down. So I'm sure he died of many different causative factors or many conditions that brought him to the end of his life. But his liver was definitely shutting down. We don't want to see this yellowness in the whites of the eye. So that's the incredible Freddie Mercury. Hope you enjoyed meeting him. We're asked over and over and over again, can you read my face? The answer is yes. Matter of fact, I'd love to read your face. All you got to do is go to WTFWhyTheFace.com. Now, there's several options there. It's not a costly thing to do. First option is I can simply give you a written report. It'll be 7-8 pages long. I will read your face. I will go over psychological aspects, traits that are positive, traits that are negative, also some health issues. That is one fee. The second option is you'll also get a 7-8 page written report. Plus, I will physically call you. Questions will come up. I usually spend 30 to 60 minutes on the phone with you. Obviously, it's a little higher price because it's going to be more time involved. But a lot of questions will come up and you'll say, okay, I got that, but what does that really mean? And I can kind of explain a little more in depth. The third option is, again, 7 to 8 pages. I'll call you. But we can also discuss some options. If there's some things that you're concerned with, we can kind of point you in a direction. I can't physically treat you, but I can certainly make some suggestions when you talk to your own doctor. Pay attention to this or whatever it might be. So if you're interested, please upload your faces and we will be happy to read them for you. Would love to do it.